My name is Matt Pennington. I'm a senior accounting major, and I'm here to talk about the business strategy game. I want to talk about how I was doing at the beginning, which wasn't very great, and then how I managed to climb out of that hole there at the end. Um, so first off, I'll start off by talking about what type of shoe I was making. So for the majority of the years, um, if you look at year 11, you will see that I managed to make my way to the bottom very quickly. I was company B. My weighted average score was a 65. The shoe that I was making was a really great quality shoe, a really expensive shoe. The problem with a really great quality and really expensive shoe is that if you don't have a good market share, you're not going to sell very many of them, and that's exactly what it was happening. My market share, I think, hovered around the 5% number for a little while, which was terrible. I would think the number I was selling was 646 shoes in the northern from the Northern American facility. Um, that's terrible, and I realized that that was the reason that I stayed at the bottom for so long. Um, if you'll see around year 15, I changed negatively 25 points from year 14 to 15. Um, and that was mostly attributable to the type of shoe I was making, partially to the industry that I was in. But I started messing around with the competitive assumptions, and that's really what got me. Um, I saw that the competitive assumptions numbers, that if you could play with those, you could really drive your earnings per share, your return on equity, and some of your ending cash. You could really drive it way up, and I saw that, so I started messing with it, and I got my numbers looking great. Well, you'll see in year 15, that's what got me. Um, Combination of the competitive assumptions with the type of shoe that I was making and the type of shoe that the industry wanted. Um, so if you look in year 16, I realized that. I realized that this poorly made shoe was what the industry wanted. Um, this wasn't doing great in our industry, but this was. This this represents, a Walmart brand shoe is what I called it in the essay. This represents the Yeezy brand shoe, which I believe I called it in the essay. Um, I knew that I needed to start producing more of these. I needed to get my market share up. I needed to drive my prices lower. Doing that, I knew I was going to be able to crawl my way back up to the top. So in year 16, I didn't have any change, which was a good thing because the year before I changed negatively 25 points. I was going down quickly. So year 16, I basically put the brakes on, pumped the brakes, came to a dead stop, and then year 17, you'll see that's whenever I started to climb out of the hole a little bit. Um, Year 17, I changed 9 points for the positive. That's because I started realizing that this shoe was a shoe that I needed to make. This shoe was the shoe that I wanted to make, but this shoe wasn't making me any money. Um, the industry leader met with me, and I realized that he was making really bad shoes. He was actually making the worst quality shoes in our industry. I was making the best quality shoes in our industry. They were also selling for the most money, but yet I was making the least amount of money. And that's because for our industry, this is what they wanted, not my shoe. You'll see at year 18, which was the final year of decision making, I ended up no change from the year before. I held my own there at the bottom, but I actually changed my name about halfway into the game to "Boy, am I bad at this," because I was actually just really bad at the game. I didn't understand it all that well. Um, so in summary, I didn't enjoy the game. I felt like I wasn't going to be able to climb out of that hole that I had dug for myself. Um, I knew that I wanted to be able to make this great quality shoe, and this is what's working in real life. So why can't I make it in the business strategy game? Well, it turns out that in the business strategy game, it's really based on the industry. This is what the industry was looking. This is what the industry was looking for. This is what the rest of the industry was making. So there is no share for me. There was no market share for me, and that's about it. Thank you for listening.